Hi everybody, welcome to the Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're safe and well and enjoying the lovely sun which is out there today. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Jonathan Royce, who is CEO of Bioworks. And today we're going to get a quick catch up on what's been happening at Bioworks. But also the main reason for this is that Bioworks have just launched some pre-packed columns, brand new pre-packed columns. So we thought we'd find out why and what makes them unique as well. So Jonathan, first of all, it's lovely to see you. How are you?
Nice to see you as well. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm enjoying the summer. I just spent a little over 10 days in the US and got a taste of some warmth and a Red Sox game. And so I'm feeling recharged and soon ready to go back to work.
Well, there you go. Well, look, Jonathan, just for you, I've put a Red Sox cap up on my door behind me just to make
Oh, yeah, I see it. Nice.
But anyway, now, you and I haven't actually caught up in quite a while, actually. So,
yeah.
Two questions, actually. First, for viewers not familiar with Bioworks, can you just give me a very top-line overview of the business so they understand what you do? And secondly, what's been happening with the business since we last spoke, which was actually, I think, the middle of last year. So it's been quite a while since you and I caught up.
Yeah. So Bioworks, for those who don't know us, we are a manufacturer, developer, and manufacturer of next-generation agarose chromatography resins. We have a whole line of products spanning the range from size exclusion to affinity, ion exchange resins, and we do a lot of customized work. So that's one of the things that makes Bioworks unique. We do a lot of customized resins for our customers, solutions for halal markets, specific affinity resins for people that need that have a ligand that they want to couple to a bead. And then some just very sort of unique solutions for people that have very special needs in their manufacturing environments. So we're a fast-growing company. We're about 50 people now. We were just about 30 when I joined the company 2 years ago. So we've almost doubled in size in 2 years. And it's a very exciting time to be at Bioworks right now, I must say. So. Yeah, what's happened in the last 6 months? I mean, the business has grown a lot. As I said, we've added a lot of resources, new members in our commercial and marketing teams, and also a lot in our production teams. We've expanded our production capacity a lot. I'm sure a lot of people out there know that chromatography resins are hard to come by these days. Like so many other raw materials in the world, it's availability of resins has been tough. And so we've been working really hard to increase our manufacturing capacity, capital investments in our factory, personnel investments in our team. And that's really helped us keep our lead times down and help our customers proceed with their projects, most of which today are projects for clinical manufacturing.
Fantastic. Now let's talk about the new products. So first of all, what are the new products that you've just launched?
Yeah, so we've launched a line of pre-packed columns. They're called GoBio. This spans the gamut from small columns that are used in process development up through screening and then into production. So the largest columns are just over 20 liters and can be used in clinical manufacturing and even commercial manufacturing for processes that have smaller mass volumes. We have both a non-GMP version and a GMP version. So it's meant both for production and R&D environments, depending on what the end user's needs are in terms of documentation and traceability. And yeah, we think it's a really exciting addition to our product line that's going to help our customers really save time and also improve their consistency in manufacturing and in the development labs.
So one question comes to mind is that why have you actually launched these products at this time? And also, how have pre-packed columns become so popular in the first place?
Yeah, so I mean, column packing has always been a bit of a sort of, I don't want to call it an art because it's not an art, it's a science, but it's a science that not a lot of people really have a ton of competency in. And it is a tricky operation that ultimately doesn't really add value in manufacturing processes. So the people that are, spending a day in their manufacturing suites packing columns, that's a day that they're not able to actually produce product in a facility that was really designed for GMP manufacturing. And so, that's really what's led to the I think increased popularity is that you get a consistent product, you know that it's been packed by a team of experts, and it enables you to just turnkey go right into more value adding work for your organization.
Right.
And Bioworks, why did we launch these products? We see that more and more customers are asking for them. So as we are increasing our customer base and our resins are making their way into more and more manufacturing processes, we're getting more requests for pre-packed designs. And we also see that there's, just like also with resins themselves and other raw materials, there is a need for additional manufacturing capacity in the market for these kinds of products. So there are long lead times from other suppliers, and we think that we can help our customers by providing both the resin but also the column faster than what they can get today.
Brilliant. And what core applications are pre-packed columns suitable for?
Yeah, so I mean, it's really any operation where the total volume of the manufacturing is small enough to be suitable for these column designs. So our largest, as I said, they're just over 20 liters. We can actually do larger as custom designs, but the standard product line goes up to 20 liters. And I'm really sorry, Royce. I have to let my dog out. He's sitting here.
Well, we'll just quickly pause this while you do that. Don't worry. And now the dog has got, and you know, I thought I was going to say to viewers, I'm sure that's your dog, not your stomach, making that noise, actually.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It was true.
Fantastic. So we're talking about the applications of the pre-packed columns. So that was great. So you also mentioned that they're also suitable for GMP environments as well.
Yeah. So the GMP environments, I mean, the main difference there is the traceability of the packing operation, some of the documentation that's provided. We actually pack our columns, of course, the GMP columns are packed in a clean room, so they're really suitable for the environment to go into GMP suites and be used in both clinical and commercial manufacturing. I mean, if you look at, for example, how gene therapy processes have evolved today, they are they're of a size that many of them can use pre-packed columns in their commercial manufacturing processes.
Right, fantastic. Now, one of the things obviously which comes up whenever you talk about anything which you're going to dispose of is the environmental impact. So, so what are the environmental considerations? Because I mean, obviously, when you look at single-use plastics and things like that as well, everyone talks about, you know, how environmentally unfriendly it is to be throwing these away, and also how difficult it is actually to get rid of them because they're using chemicals and so on. So what is the impact in terms of using pre-packed columns in terms of the environment?
Yeah, so I mean, you know, I think the thing that often we get hung up in is comparing our own sort of consumer behavior to the environment that we manufacture pharmaceuticals in, right? So certainly you and I should not be eating our dinner every night off a plastic plate with plastic forks and knives and then just throwing it away. It's much more environmentally friendly to put the dishes in the dishwasher and wash them and reuse them. But in pharmaceutical manufacturing environments, you're using much more water, using very high purity water that's very energy intensive to produce. And there have been a number of life cycle analyses done on this difference between using a steel or glass column that's cleaned with sodium hydroxide and then rinsed many, many times with WFI versus pre-packed columns. And the results always show that the pre-packed columns are at worst equal, but in most cases better than actually using a steel glass column where this reuse operation, it consumes so much water, and again, very high purity water that's very energy intensive to produce. So, you know, I think there's the next sort of step for the industry is going to be to have to try to figure out how are we going to better recycle pre-packed columns. Today, they're sent often out for incineration. If they can be incinerated in a waste to energy facility, that's obviously a good thing. But the ultimate goal in the long run, and I think the industry will get there, will be that we're able to recycle these products as well. Separate the plastic from the resin. The resin, in many cases, can be biodegraded in some way and turned into gas or some other source of energy. And then the plastic will be recycled and used for consumer products or something similar. But I know that my colleague, Mike Lebrecq, he recently shared on his LinkedIn a link to one of these life cycle analyses. So if somebody wants to go in, look for him, Michael Lebrecq at BioWorks. If you look on his recent post there, you'll find that a link to one of the life cycle analyses that was recently published on this.
Well, what I'll do actually is our viewers, I'll actually find it for you and put the link in this post to make life a bit easier for everybody.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, Jonathan, the other question I was going to ask you is that obviously you just launched these new columns. So from your perspective, looking at, you know, future developments, how do you see the market developing? As you mentioned, obviously, cell and gene just earlier there as well, and how they can be used within that space as well. So how do you see the growth of ATMPs and cell and gene therapies impacting the use of pre-packed columns, and how do you see the development of pre-packed columns going forward in the future?
Yeah, I think, you know, a lot of these new modalities that are coming, they have efficient manufacturing processes. The dosages to patients are relatively low compared to what we are used to, for example, from the antibody world. And that's going to expand the opportunity to use pre-packed columns in full-scale GMP manufacturing. And then at the same time, of course, manufacturers are finding ways to produce larger pre-packed columns to also try to expand the applicability of them in these environments. So, you know, I think that we're still relatively at the early stages of this market. You know, we certainly haven't reached some sort of peak in the life cycle of pre-packed columns. And I think the market's going to continue to grow. It's also going to grow at the lower end, right? So, I mean, the more and more high throughput development we do, the bigger the need for also really small pre-packed designs that can be used by robots to do rapid screening of resins or conditions for purification. You know, and then in the sort of technical development of the columns, I think that, you know, consistency is key. So better manufacturing processes to improve consistency. And, you know, there are applications out there today that would benefit if suppliers could provide sterile columns. So that could be another step to sort of expand the applicability of these products, is to be able to offer them in a sterilized form. That's there are some examples out there. It's not well developed, I don't think, today, but we are taking small steps in the right directions.
Fantastic, John. Well, look, good luck with the new launch. I hope it goes really well. Now, obviously, we're in the summer period at the moment.
Yeah.
Ironically, I'm just about to do a post highlighting the events for July and August. Actually, there's still quite a lot going on. But where can people find Bioworks in the second half of the year to find out more about what you guys are doing, not just in Europe, but also in North America?
Yeah, so we are going to be, we're going to be a few representatives at ACHEMA in Germany. We won't have a booth, but we'll be there. So if anybody wants to meet us, they can contact me on LinkedIn or my colleague Elisa. We'll be there. And then we are going to be at BPI in Boston in September. And we will also be at TIDES Europe in November, which is in Austria, in Vienna this year. So those are some of the main events that we have coming up. You can always reach us on our website, of course. I sometimes man the chat function. I love chatting with customers. I was chatting with a customer yesterday on the way home, sitting in the passenger seat of the car, chatting away with a customer who had a little tricky purification question. But we have a team that manages that chat function as well. So we're always available there.
Fantastic. Look, Jonathan, as always, it's lovely to see you, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful summer. And I look forward to seeing you at ACHEMA, because I will be there myself for 5 days. And I will be at TIDES, all being well. Maybe not BPI though, unfortunately, but we shall see. But I look forward to seeing you there anyway. So there you go, viewers. If you'd like to know more about the pre-packed columns that Bioworks have just launched, and also about Bioworks in general and all the different solutions they do, then check out the link which will be above the video, which will take you to the website. But you can also, as Jonathan said, check out the LinkedIn pages. Are very active. Jonathan's very active on LinkedIn as well. They've got lots of stuff going on all the time at Bioworks. It's worth checking out there and following them on LinkedIn as well. So look, Jonathan, once again, thank you very much for your time. And viewers, thank you for watching. Until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Ciao.